With just 2 games to go in the 2014 season, players are not only working hard in hopes to make a bowl game, but to save the jobs of their coaching staff. On a night where Illinois loses to a 6th-ranked Wisconsin Badger team at home, there's still a lot of excitement surrounding this team moving forward in the Big Ten. It was from that point on that Cubitt took Hardy under his wing and showed him the tough love needed for him to continue to grow as a player. Like Kyle, students go into the office behind me to make campaign phone calls to citizens in their district. With community outreach being such a high priority, students also go door to door to discuss issues and pass out literature.
From the official television station of Illini Sports, this is WCIA 3 Sports and your Illini Nation.
This is the last time Illinois seniors will get to lace up and put on their uniform as they prepare for the Heart of Dallas Bowl game. Seniors like Riley O'Toole have been practicing all week, preparing for their December 26th showdown with Louisiana Tech. After fighting hard to win out the last 2 games of the season and pull to 500, the seniors get rewarded with their second and final bowl game in their tenures here at Illinois. Louisiana Tech is a familiar foe for the Illini as they still feel the sting of a 52-24 loss 2 years ago at home. This time they get to exact a little revenge. John Gross and the Fighting Illini are off to a blazing hot start through their first 2 games of the season, including a 114-56 rout of Coppin State. Since moving into the starting rotation for the Fighting Illini, the redshirt junior holds a record of 3-4 this season with an earned run average of 2.74. Tough love. That's what Coach Bill Cubitt uses to describe his relationship with Illinois wide receiver Justin Hardy.
We built a relationship stronger than me and most coaches. And he's hard on me for a reason. That's because he expects a lot out of me. So that's definitely one thing I just take in consideration. That
special relationship is the bond formed when Justin lost his mother last December. Cubitt can relate, as his father passed away last June.
He called me and he was bawling his eyes out, bawling, and I said, "What's the matter?" I thought something. And he said, "Coach, I just lost my mom." I said, "Well, how long ago?" He says, 5 minutes ago. And then you sit there and you go, "Holy smokes, this kid's calling me 5 minutes after his mother died."
It was from that point on that Cubitt took Hardy under his wing and showed him the tough love needed for him to continue to grow as a player.
"Coach, I hate you, but I respect you." You know, he said that to me one day.
The smallest things mean the most to him. So that's one thing I could say I love about him, because I feel like these things will also help me as a man in the future.
Hardy had the best game of his young career in Week 2 versus Western Kentucky when he caught 6 passes for 110 yards and a touchdown.
You've got to play for somebody. There's somebody in your life that you want to make sure when you come off the field, hey, I did the best I can. And he came up to me, and 2 other kids came up to me and go, "Coach, neat story, because I have to do the same thing with my dad or mom or whatever." And then when that happened, it was just, you know, it's kind of crazy how things work out.
With Cubitt and his mother watching over him, Hardy hopes to only keep impressing them with each passing game. In Champaign, I'm Chad Boxenbaum, UI7 News. There's been plenty of noise surrounding Illinois volleyball these days. The Fighting Illini are off to their best start since 2011, the year that Kevin Hambley took the Illini to their only NCAA championship. After sweeping their first 3 Big Ten opponents, the Illini lost a tough one Saturday night, as a full crowd was in attendance for Illinois' night. A disappointing loss didn't keep head coach Kevin Hambley down, as he knew how close his team came to pulling it off.
Literally inches, you know, and it's a shame that we didn't make that inch, but that's what it's about. It's that close, and it takes a lot to score those points and make those plays, and we were close, but that doesn't matter. It's still a loss, and hopefully we can get just a little bit better, and that we can get that inch next time.
But the support was there from Illini fans, as radio play-by-play Dave Lone was impressed by the Illini faithful's showing.
The Illini see a homestand come to an end in front of a huge crowd here tonight, a loud crowd, the loudest crowd ever that I think we've ever had at Huff Hall.
On a night where Illinois loses to a 6th-ranked Wisconsin Badger team at home, there's still a lot of excitement surrounding this team moving forward in the Big Ten.
The winner of the Big Ten, I think, will have 4 or 5 losses. You know, I think so. We got a lot of matches ahead of us, and I like what I got as far as a team, and I like the competitiveness and what we're capable of. It's just we got to get it out, and we want to be great in December. We don't want to be great right now, and we're fighting for that.
For a team that is 11-4 overall, the Illini are in a great position to continue to make noise as they fight their way through the Big Ten. In Champaign, I'm Chad Boxenbaum, UI7 Sports. It's crunch time for Illinois football. There's just 2 weeks left in the regular season, and a 1-5 Big Ten record isn't the progress most were hoping for in Tim Beckman's 3rd season with Illinois.
I've been around winning my whole life. Yeah, this isn't something that I enjoy by any means. I mean, in 2007, which I believe was 7 years ago, I was in the national championship game coaching it.
They're nowhere near that this season, but 2 wins to close out the year would leave a glimmer of hope and a bowl appearance.
I've been in pressure situations when we were undefeated. Hadn't lost a Big Ten game in 2 years. So that's part of college football, and that's part of everything you do. I mean, that's life.
Tim Beckman knows how much a postseason bid could mean for a program that has not played in a bowl game since 2011.
This program needs to be continually built. The history shows that it hasn't been where it wants to be all the time. Well, consistency builds that, and we've got to consistently improve to get that thing built.
With just 2 games to go in the 2014 season, players are not only working hard in hopes to make a bowl game, but to save the jobs of their coaching staff.
I think he's handled it as well as you can. I can't imagine. I think I go through a lot of pressure. Then I just look at him and how much him and Coach Cuba and all the other coaches go through. We really just want to do it for them. I know, because they've been so good to us as players, and he's been positive throughout the whole year.
There's a lot on the line for this team, coaching staff, and program in the final 2 weeks. But for now, it all starts with Saturday.
From the official television station of Illini Sports, this is WCIA 3 Sports and your Illini Nation.
The Illinois baseball team is firing on all cylinders. The Illini are ranked 12th in the nation, their highest ranking in almost 50 years, and they're on an 8-game winning streak. The Orange and Blue try to make that 9 in a row. The wind was blowing out to left for Game 2 of a 3-game set against Purdue on Sunday. The Illini trailed 1-0 in the second, 2 outs with runners on the corners when they tried the old first to third steal attempt. The throw to second was not in time as Casey Fletcher takes advantage, scoring to tie it up at 1. It stayed that way until the 5th. Bases juiced and no outs for senior Reed Roper, who crushes one to deep left. The one-hopper off the wall scores all 3 runners. It's a triple for Roper to make it 4-1 Illini. Very next batter, Jason Goldstein flies one to deep to center. The center fielder stumbles and almost misses the ball. He's able to grab it though. Roper scores on the sac fly to make it 5-1. And that was plenty of support for Illinois starter Drayson Johnson. He gets the strikeout in the top of the 6th. Johnson went 8 strong, giving up only 6 hits and that 1 run as well. As the Illini win 5-1, their 9th straight victory and maybe the most confident this team has been all season.
It definitely does, Bill. Come to the ballpark.
Game 3 is Monday at 6, where the Illini will go for the sweep. Third-ranked Illinois tennis was going for the weekend sweep as well, as Nebraska was in town on Senior Day. On the number 2 doubles court, senior Ross Guillaume teamed up with Aaron Hiltzik. Guillaume charges the net and goes backhand. The return is low as Illinois takes the point heading into break. They won their match. Jared Hiltzik and Tim Kabinski were on the court as well. Hiltzik with the ace. They won their match as Illinois took down the doubles point as well as the sweep of Nebraska 4-0 to win their 5th straight match.
Going into the match, pretty nervous, trying to stay undefeated in the Big Ten.
The Illini are now 21-3 overall and 9-0 in the Big Ten. They will host the Big Ten tournament in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the Illinois women's tennis team continues to roll as well. 5 wins in a row for Coach Dasso's squad after beating Minnesota 5-2 today. And the Illini softball team completes the road sweep of Maryland 5-4. Illinois has now won 10 of 11. They're 18-21 overall, but hitting their stride in Big Ten play at 8-4. We're halfway home on the Sunday Sports Wrap. Up next, Brett talks one-on-one with Mike Small. And can anyone catch Jordan Spieth on Sunday at Augusta? Masters highlights are next. It's that time of year again for Illinois basketball, the time where a lot of players get to go home and play in Chicago's most coveted basketball arena. The Illini will take on Oregon tonight at the United Center, a game which has some of the players excited for the opportunity to play in front of some hometown fans.
Bulls games, but most of
Now to women's college hoops, where Parkland was in action. They welcome Kaskaskia. Parkland got things going early as Josie Zorensen knocks down one from the free throw line. That really set the tone for the Cobras as Hannah Washer had a strong performance, getting the tough one to go there underneath the basket. Then it's Washer again with the big block here on Jana Shamel. There we go. Parkland goes on to win its 11th straight game, 74-61 the final. Meanwhile, just down the road, Centennial clashed with Peoria in women's high school hoops. Peoria's high offense was rolling from the start as Makia Ferguson hits from 3. Centennial was clawing their way back, however, as Faith Ayodele gets one to go there. Caprice Hairston held her ground down low as she puts one back after the initial miss for a tough 2 points. Unfortunately, it was not enough as Peoria High goes on to win this one 73-47. That's it with sports. We'll be back with more after the break. Comes down to Oklahoma State and Illinois for the services of 5-star recruit Juwan Evans. The 6-foot point guard from Dallas will announce his decision tomorrow after making official visits to the two schools. Evans is widely considered the best point guard from the South in the 2015 recruitment class. Should Evans pick Illinois, he would already join a top 35 recruit in Jalen Coleman, who committed to the Orange and Blue last week.